Well, every entrepreneur and small business owner would love to know one key thing, the secret to growing their business. In fact, the topic of how to take your business to the next level is our topic today. And joining us is Melissa Gasnick-Cloeter. She is the president of Own It Ventures, and she's here to discuss the recent trends in small business growth and what programs are out there to help small business owners. And thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Well, let's start off by talking about how small businesses can help the economy.
Well, its number one job growth is coming from small businesses. If you look at companies that have less than 20 employees, they're tracking about 5% in job growth creation. All the way up to 500 employees are tracking at roughly anywhere from 2 to 3%, all the way up to 6%.
And what actually constitutes a small business? How many employees?
You know what? That's a great question because there's not really a set standard. I know the SBA considers 500 employees less, and then it's broken down from there. So they have up to 20 employees, and they have from 20 to 50 employees, and then 50 up to 500 employees. And anything over 500 employees is considered a large corporation.
Okay, well, it's kind of interesting. From 3 to 500 is a small business.
Right.
Well, I've heard that every small business needs 4 things. It needs a vision, a plan, team, and confidence.
Right, right.
And also a little funding. So
yes.
Let's talk about that. Sometimes I guess we actually need 5 things. So you need a little funding as well. So let's talk about some of the ways small business owners can go after some of that funding that's out there.
Well, that's the number one challenge right now for small businesses, and it's a number one challenge that also is the regulations and policies, either from the federal or state level, directly affects the funding opportunities available for small businesses. There are ways, the number one way right now for small businesses to acquire financial resources for growth is, quite frankly, through private investors, angel investors, VCs.
And that's one of the things that a lot of states are doing very well, I want to add. A lot of states are doing it very well, and some are not doing it so well. But one of the states that's doing it well is Oklahoma.
Yes, Oklahoma is, they're tracking at number 1, number 2 in some of the polls as far as helping small businesses. But they have programs that offer between the state and outside equity funders and business incubators, they are collaborating together to help small businesses, either in seeding startups or funding growth.
Let's talk about Own It Ventures. That's your company and how you got started, but you also specifically help the females out there. Yes. That are the women business owners who may have a little more trouble. And it's amazing to think that they're still having a little bit more trouble these days.
You know, we've made a lot of strides, which is great, but there are a lot of things that we still are lagging behind our male counterparts. And some of these issues going on that affect women entrepreneurs, some are self-imposed, and some are still barriers that we are trying to break through externally.
And so how exactly does your company help?
Own It Ventures helps connect women entrepreneurs to angel investors, to media for exposure, creating buzz and awareness about your goods and services. And also many women have a product-based business, and we help connect them to retail buyers for distribution in stores.
All right, let's talk about examples of how the state government regulations can, or the laws rather, can help or hurt small businesses.
Well, anytime you have regulations that are adding more and more steps to getting business done, that is creating a larger barrier and more of a burden for small business owners than for your larger corporations, just because we don't have as many employees at hand, we don't have the resources at hand and able to accommodate these extra regulations. So if you look at the states that are doing well in small business growth, they are, generally speaking, states that are doing away with or streamlining the regulations, requirements that small businesses have to go through and able to grow.
So again, go Google a little bit about Oklahoma out there. Yeah, why not? They're doing it right. Why not? Go look at that. Anything else that you can add about having the dream of having a small business and never giving up?
Oh, you know, it's challenging, but I will say it's very rewarding. and it stretches you beyond what you can even imagine as far as yourself professionally, but also personally. And I have to say, being a mother, I've made my son proud, and that's something that I take dear to heart.
Well, that's just terrific. Great advice for anybody out there who wants to have a small business. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Mia, for having me.